Welcome to the Kalevi Sporty Hull here in Tallinn for the Predator EPBF European Championships 2025, and we have reached the semi-final stages of the men's and the women's straight pool division. The match we're concentrating on, Dennis GRABE from Estonia up against Poland's Mateusz SNIEGOCKI. Is a race to 125. Now, joining me in the booth for this one is a guy who has my favourite accent in the world, although the Dutch speaking English is a very, very close second. It's from Geordie land. It's Graham Hickman. Hello, Graham.
Hello, Mark. It's interesting you talk about the accent. Last time we did the Euro Tour, everybody thought I was Scottish, so there's a very close synergy to the north of England. The border of Scotland is not so far away, but it's nice to hear you enjoy the Geordie accent. It's quite a friendly accent, I think.
It is. It's very friendly, and it's been used by lots of call centres. My bank uses it particularly, and whenever you ring them, they're always so lovely. It's like they don't want any confrontation. Are you all right, pet? Are you all right, pet? Okay, we'll get this sorted for you. We'll get it sorted for you. Right, back to the business of the straight pool semi-final. SNIEGOCKI breaking off.
Yeah, this should be a really good match, I think.
Graham?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good one, Mark. I think both these players are, I could argue, probably at the top of their game. Definitely more recently, if you look at what SNIEGOCKI's been doing over the last year or so. He won a Euro Tour last year, and he's been in some fine form. And I think also Dennis has been showing some really, really good stuff recently. And we commented on his match earlier. He plays fast, doesn't want to hang around, and I like his style of play. It's aggressive and a bit flamboyant, I would say, at times, whereas maybe SNIEGOCKI's a little bit more composed, so it should be a good mix, I think. What's your take on this one, Mark?
Yeah, I've never seen Dennis play straight pool, but I think he's a great player with a shot clock. He loves to get on with it. He's a great potter, and just as I say that, he's missed the opening shot. Now, has he done any damage here, though? Is the 10 available? I think it might be, you know.
Yeah, I think he's got a gap. Just get through, I think, there, Mark. But yeah, in terms of obviously European victories, and like I was saying there, SNIEGOCKI's won the Euro Tour last year. I think he's won about 3 or 4 Euro Tours. Dennis is also the winner on the Euro Tour. I think looking back, I was just looking some of his history, and he had a fantastic run in 2019 where back-to-back kind of three Euro Tours on the bounce. He was second, third and first, so he was really putting the time in back then. He obviously travels a lot more doing global events, but these are top players, no doubt.
Yeah, and you know, just recently he lost his father, and who's very, very close to, actually, who spent 6 months of the year in Thailand, his dad Leon, and he lost him quite recently. But he said it's kind of given him a new fight. You know, he's fighting for his dad as well now, for his dad's memory, because his dad helped him so much in his career, and actually owned a pool room back in Tallinn, still does. So it has kind of given him that extra incentive if ever you need one. And yeah, it shows. He won the Maldives Open last year. I was there commentating on that one. Very, very lucky to be in such a posh place as the Maldives. It was the only time the only way I was ever going to get there. And then, of course, he's just recently won the Las Vegas Open. So a man in form, doing his dad proud.
Yeah, well said, Mark. Fully agree. Definitely the results have shown that he's had a bit of a boost. He's always been thereabouts, performing well in many events. Obviously, World Cup of Pool, he's been in everything, really. But to start winning events in close proximity to each other, it's good signs for Dennis. And actually, when you look at his European Championship history, he generally hasn't done so well in these, or maybe hasn't attended all of them, but I think he's only got 1 medal from memory, a bronze team that I've seen. But please, somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong. I would have thought someone of Dennis's ability would have definitely won a bit more, but maybe it's just based on attendance. I'm not sure how much knowledge you have on that, but I only found one medal.
He's got a lovely angle on this 4 ball, that much I do know, to go into that little cluster of 4 balls here. So this is a great opportunity for SNIEGOCKI early on.
Yeah, and he's got a good break ball there as well, just to the right of the 9 ball. He'll be using that as his target, I think, and try to remove the other balls. And I think, yeah, he's checking. I do think all of them balls go in one way, shape or form, so good chance here. This is also a race to 125. In the earlier rounds it was raced to 100, and from the quarterfinals, I believe, onwards, we're now 125. Yeah, he's found a gap here.
Well, one other title I forgot to mention that Dennis GRABE won recently was when he was in Thailand. He won a high roller tournament as well, a bit like Mario He did. Won a couple of $1,000 while he was here, pay for the holiday.
Was that a small field, Mark, or was it a big tournament?
It's a handicap tournament, but there are some pros. Jeffrey DeLuna attends them, Dennis Orcolo comes to them, a few local pro players as well play in them. But they're handicapped, so you know, a lot of the time he's having to go 9 racks and they need to get 3, for example, and he's giving 2 balls as well, the 5 and the 7 or the 4 and the 6. So they're not easy to win, believe me. There's only about 4 pros that have ever won one, I believe.
Oh, interesting. Very cool. So yeah, they do a lot of air miles, these pool players, that's for sure. They get about. Oh, he's taking the balls out. There's a few too many in there, so he doesn't want to risk potting the 2 ball over a cluster of balls because it could jump back out. So yeah, be going 2 ball, 8 ball, trying to leave a nice angle. Yeah, he's pretty good here, Mark. Just roll this through up to the middle of the table, maybe stun it over or draw it over to leave a nice angle.
Just a soft little draw. One of the, I wouldn't want to call him the lesser known, because of course everyone knows him on the tour, but you know, there's a big strong Polish contingent, isn't there? Some real top class players, but he's always been around. Very good player as well, top class player.
Yeah, fully agree. The Polish contingent is incredibly strong. Not only the obvious ones like SNIEGOCKI and Szewczak, obviously Zielinski. There's a few of them who are just incredible pool players. Definitely came on strong in the last 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, Konrad Jusicin as well is another one that I'm very fond of. Lovely lad, great left-hander, as is the Butcher as well, of course. Fortunski, we saw him go out on this table earlier on, unfortunately.
Yeah, the names just keep coming. Very strong, very controlled open in the bunch there. I like that. Didn't go too crazy. Took the white away from the stack, and he's now back in good position to work out this puzzle.
Yeah, one of the few players still using wood. There's not so many these days. It's nice to see a bit of wood every now and then, isn't it? But carbon is the way that everyone's going these days, especially if you're starting out playing the game now. I mean, you start on carbon, don't you? You don't even go to wood, very rarely.
Yeah, good observation there, Mark. We talked about this in the last Euro Tour, funny enough, when we were watching Matthias on the table, and he was one of the few people who's still using the wood. And I'm a wood player myself. I'm not a big carbon fan, but it is the most obviously popular shafts at the moment. Technology's just leaps and bounds. It's nice to see a bit of an OG, if I can say that. He's just very steady, isn't he, Mark?
Very,
He
very.
just
It's
goes
very
around.
impressive, isn't it? What a start!
Yeah.
What a start, mate! What a start!
Just like the way he goes around the table. Nothing's a problem. Doesn't really hang about as well, so he's just steady away.
Some players just have that air of supremacy, I suppose you could call it, around the table. He glides around, he's never panicked, he's always assured. Same shot routine. Great cue ball.
Yeah, I think he's got really good fundamentals though. His timing. You know, there's obviously years and years of repetition. He's I wouldn't say veteran, maybe. Could I say veteran? He's been around quite a long time, so he knows this game very well as the other disciplines. Definitely one to watch for this European Championships.
Yeah, veteran I think is an okay term to use for Mateus.
I'm just wondering if that 10 ball is he's got a choice of 2 break balls, I think. There's one to the right of the stack, the triangle, and the 10 ball potentially, but
What do you think of the 5 ball? A little bit high? Is the 5 a little bit high?
I think it's also okay. He's probably got 3 then, you could argue. Depends how he... personal preference, isn't it?
I think the 10 might be a little bit close to the rack, isn't it? We saw a couple of real close ones earlier on. The referee had to get the ball marker out and put the ball marker down so that he could get the rack in. They really were that close. But this is very, very impressive from SNIEGOCKI.
He's probably going to want
those choices.
10 ball, 5 ball maybe. Similar break ball to the last rack I think he's looking for. Just a little stun run through maybe. Yeah, nicely done.
And he'd love to replicate that last break as well, wouldn't he? Because that break was, you mentioned it earlier on, was just smooth and controlled and beautiful. And he'll be looking for the same again here. So good start from Mateus in this semi-final of the 2025 Predator EPBF title, the straight ball title. Lots more to come though, of course. 10 ball, we have 8 ball, 9 ball, we have wheelchairs tomorrow as well, I do believe, and under 23s. Is that right, Graham?
That's correct. Full house, very busy schedule. 28 tables in the arena, so lots of action going on. There will be some things simultaneously as ever, trying to get through the schedule, but you're right. Lots of pool to go after. We'll be joining most of that through the week.
I might have to get another pot of coffee on tomorrow night then, by the sounds of it.
Yeah, we just love the game. And yeah, like you said, he's trying to replicate. He's a little bit low on this one, so probably going to play... we've seen a few players try to play that slow draw, but then end up losing the cue ball at the top. So he might draw this hard all the way up and down. He's going to do it again. Deja vu, I think, Mark. Same 8 ball as well.
Yeah, same 8 in the side that he started with last time. Maybe taking on the 11 here though, maybe.
Yeah.
No, he is taking the 8.
You can't take
Tricky
the 1 as well.
Shot this.
I wonder if the 1's a better option, potentially.
I think it is, Graham. I'm with you on the 1 here, mate. Definitely.
Unless you can get all the way through, yeah. That's not a bad shot. He had a couple of options there, long rail. Even that 10 ball could be very nice if he can get through, but I don't think he can. Could have been a nice open to help open the rack there.
Yeah, 10 would be ideal, wouldn't it? Can he play off the 6 or the 5 to get on that 10 again?
Yeah, maybe. I think the 15 ball's just... You could play a stop shot on this 5 or Yeah, try to do something with the 6 and the 8, like you say.
This is where the cue ball is so critical, isn't it? The control, you have to be not just inch perfect, but millimetre perfect. A little bit the wrong side of it can change the whole plan.
I wonder if he's going to... Yeah, he might have a different plan, because he doesn't have the best angle here to get on the 10, so he might be trying to get rid of the 11, yeah, or 15, sorry. He could just drop this one in dead weight, or cannon the 10, and do a bit of a draw shot off the 10 into the stack. You could try that. That's what he's tried. How's the result? Not so bad. He's got one on the bottom rail.
Yeah, and a nice angle as well to go into that little cluster again if he wants to, off of the 11. Just like that. Catch that 7 ball or the 9.
Yeah, I wonder if he plays this one a bit slow, Mark, just to kind of try and leave a break ball option. You'll have a few options if he just plays it pretty slow. Oh, he's gone on the wrong ball. He missed the ball, but oh, he might have lucky there in between.
He's okay, he's okay. He's lucky, he's lucky.
Yeah, wow, what a bit of fortune there. That's not what he played. That's the fine margins in straight pool. 1 minute you could be locked having nothing, and he's found a lovely little gap to keep this running. This is a funny game though, Mark, because straight pool, we had a quick camera angle on Dennis. He had his legs crossed, his hands comfortable, getting a bit too comfortable in his chair, but this is, there you go, it's the nature of the game. You're just waiting and waiting and hoping for a chance, not like a 9 ball or 10 ball or 8 ball where the rack ends and then you can reset. Just got to be patient. It's mind games.
He has the luxury also of being able to sleep in his own bed every night. Lives in Tallinn. Makes a big difference, doesn't it? Instead of living out of a suitcase, go home, eat your own food, use your own bed. Makes a lot of difference. Look for him to go deep in a few of the tournaments. I fancy him for the 10 ball this week, Dennis GRABE. I really do. Has a great break.
Yeah, I'm with you there as well, Mark. Definitely the home turf adds a little bit of advantage, more than people realise. Stuck in a hotel room, or not having your comforts around you can be a bit challenging for some people. But I think the 8 ball, 9 ball and 10 ball is going to be super dangerous. He's just so creative.
But this is very, very impressive, and if you can't get to the table, you can't do anything. And at the moment, Matthias is keeping Dennis in his chair. Now he can just draw straight back past the 9 here, I think, can he?
Yeah, he can just miss the 9. Try to keep it a little bit lower if he can. Oh, I like the way he's played that. Deliberately underhit that, so he's got a nice angle to do another deja vu. Same kind of break ball, same kind of place again. This is a microsurgery. A little bit short, but he's taking a time out. But as the rules state, Mark, sorry, I was going to say, but Matthias can still continue with the referee being in the arena. He can continue breaking if he doesn't want to stop his flow.
Yeah, and I kind of like that, because why should the game of straight pool is all about flow and rhythm and getting in and getting that rhythm going and running a long run. So I think it's the only right that you can carry on. I mean, otherwise, what's the point?
Yeah, I agree. I think you should continue. Just because your
unless
opponent's
you want to do it on your own. Unless you want to do it on your own shot, of course.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes you have to go to the toilet. You need to go to the toilet. It's probably wise to do that. But if Dennis feels like he wants to take a break, then so be it. Every player gets 1 timeout. So interesting that Dennis has used it now when he's not at the table or getting his opportunity. But
Maybe a bit of psychology. You never know, Graham.
Yeah, I think.
But he continues. Oh, this has gone a little bit awkward. I think.
It's okay on
the 9.
11's good, I think.
Oh, it's only 11, yeah.
Well, it just shows how important the straight pool break is, Mark. You know, it wasn't. Matthias didn't do the best opening break, and he left a little bit of a tempter for Dennis, who didn't make it, and indirectly created an opportunity for himself. He's taken full advantage.
There's few games better to watch than this. Watching a player in full flight. And goes the extension. He doesn't like the bridge either. What's the feel of that cue in his hands?
I don't think I've seen anybody use the bridge yet in this event. Everyone's gone for the extensions. We talked about that earlier, Mark, but it's very common.
Well, I did see it once when I was commentating with Gethin Davis, but it wasn't you. It was used by Luca Men, but he used it to help himself put his hand on it to bridge over a stack of balls. He kind of put it across the table, yeah, and but didn't use it in a traditional way. So no, I haven't seen the bridge used in the traditional way either yet. It's all about extensions these days, isn't it?
Yeah, this is true. I think he's just gone a little bit. No, it's not going to say awkward. He's got a few options here, but the stripe just to the left of the 8 ball is probably going to be his break ball. He's stretching a bit here, but it's pretty straightforward pot though. So I think the stripe
as well.
Yeah, I think he's going to try a break ball from the other side this time. Get rid of that one on the rail next. A little bit of left hand spin, come across. Nice angle to remove that one over there, especially with the 3 ball just waiting by the side. So his pattern play, brilliant. I think that's a very smart choice. He knows the angle to drop this in. Then he's got a 1 in the side, sorry, a 3 in the side, possibly the 6 in the bottom left corner. Or depends how he lands. Oh, he's maybe playing black first.
This is the most impressive beginning to any match I've seen so far in this year's European Championship straight pool.
Yeah, he looks very composed, doesn't he, Mark? I think he's, if the breaks continue to open up nicely, he's just left that a little bit interesting. Maybe he's taking a different break ball then, maybe the 6. Bit fat, is it? Oh, good. So he's taking the 6 ball. So he needs to make sure he comes over to the left side of the table, probably somewhere near the middle pocket area. A little bit further. Maybe could have done with a touch more, but solid stuff, I have to say.
First time I've seen him play straight pool, and I'm loving, as you say, his patterns are fantastic. Taking a sip of coffee, keep him awake.
Yeah, and obviously they're now playing, they're both on the bronze medal at the moment, but they're definitely dying to get in the final to go for that gold medal.
Nice little montage of the key shots in this rack. This is the key one now. He's been controlling this really well, gone with a bit more pace that time, and he's fine. Look at that for a break. He has the 14 for sure. Anything else, Graham?
Yeah. He's got one below the stack, one above the stack. He's got a couple of options, I think. But like you say, he's just very chilled. Nothing seems to be a bother. He's just going about his business and enjoying potting the balls. Very nice to watch.
Cannon the ball on the rail here.
Yeah, good call.
Look at that. Opened them all up perfectly. Now, I just want to say welcome to everyone, wherever you are around the world watching. And I'm sure we have some people that have never actually seen straight pull or 14-1 played before. I've just seen a comment, Graham, and asking what game they're playing. Yes, you can pot any ball you like. You have to nominate it. You can't fluke any balls. And that's basically it. It's a race to 125 in this particular format that we're playing. And you don't leave the table until you miss. And if you run 125, you win the match. That's about it, isn't it, Graham?
Couldn't have said it better myself. Exactly how it works. A few nuances in terms of rules and things, but yeah, that's the nuts and bolts. There is one extra bit. There is a shot clock in play. Not that it seems to be a problem for Matthias here, but there's a 35 seconds shot clock for each player to take their turns. They get a warning when 10 seconds are remaining, and they do get one extension per rack of 25 seconds should they want to take it, which I do like that mark in this format. It makes it a little bit more interesting, because normally straight pool generally don't have a shot clock, but I like it. What do you think?
I think it's great. I think pool without a shot clock, to be honest, is unwatchable sometimes, and that's just me being honest. You know, I think it's a game that should be played at a fast pace, and you know, I think 30 seconds, 30 to maybe some games should be 45 seconds. Maybe like 8 ball or 10 ball could possibly be, you know, 40 seconds maybe. But I think, yeah, you do definitely need a shot clock. I certainly wouldn't watch as much pool if there wasn't one, put it that way. And this is a clinic that Matthias is putting on here. If you want to know how to play straight pool, you're watching it right now. This is terrific stuff from the pole.
Yeah, he took the words out of my mouth there. I was just about to say the same thing. He's, if you want to watch a tutorial on how to play straight pool, just watch this match back, because he's dissecting every rack, how it should be. The cue ball, if you notice, Mark, hasn't been travelling much at all around the table. Little stuns, bumps, nothing too crazy or flamboyant, which tells you he's got that cue ball on a string.
Just slightly awkward here. Shouldn't be a problem though. Just slightly awkward queuing. Just drop the 10 in. He has the 1 waiting on the side rail to the same pocket.
Yeah. Lovely camera angle there. I don't know if that 4 ball is sitting right in the triangle racking area, and I think the 3 ball is too low. So break ball wise, yeah, could it be the 5? I know it's a bit close to the rail, but might be his only option. Not sure if that 4 ball is an option or not.
Can he nudge it? Can he just nudge that 4 ball out a little bit here, I wondered. Well, if he'd have gone a little bit harder, he could have nudged that and held on the 3.
Sometimes a bit deceiving. That 4 ball maybe could just be sitting outside the rack. The fact that he hasn't tried to do anything else and he's playing the 5 now tells me that 4 ball possibly must be okay just as a break ball. Bit short this though, maybe.
Yeah, he's going to have to let the cue ball travel here, back and forth a couple of times.
Yeah. This is the first big shot for me in this whole run that he's played, so see how he composes himself here. Oh, he's fatted it. Pace was the helpful friend.
Oh, look at
That's a
that.
great shot. Absolutely perfect.
I think we might see the ball marker here, Graham, depending on how close that 4 ball is to the rack. He's just having a look now. Look.
Yeah, it looks tight. Got to use his extension though. Can he reach? Yeah, he's going to do it.
That's close, yeah.
Good call there, Mark. It's too close for comfort, so referee doesn't want to move any ball with the triangle, so fits perfectly. Well judged by Matthias there. Dennis having a
just
little look.
coming to have a quick look there.
I'm sure the referee knows
Just
what
wants
he's
to
doing.
get to the table. He just wants to get to the table and have a look. He hasn't had a look yet.
Goodness me, I know. Maybe he might ask to rack the next walls just so he can get a feel. But hey, this is the level of the game, right, Mark? These guys are capable of running the 125 quite comfortably if it all works in their favour. So there's no danger he could do it here. Middle pocket. He has got it.
And does he go aggressive and play into the pack as well, off the one?
Yeah, it's a good call. It's a thinner one than you think. As soon as you start putting pace onto that kind of acute angle, it's missable and going into the pack in that way. He could stick on the pack, but
Low
let's
left.
see what he chooses. He's thinking about it. See, I didn't like that shot.
Yeah. He needed more pace, but is he on this 7? He could be on the 7, is he?
No, but I think he might
not.
He might play thin off the 12. Just try to put him behind the 7. That could be a really good safety shot, if it's possible. He needs to make sure he gets it though, but thin off the 12, just behind the 7, leave him locked up. Oh, he scratched. That's not what he wanted to do.
Well, it's not so bad though, is it?
7's cuttable, but it's thin, Mark. Very thin. Dennis is a wild player, so I think he might go for it or look for some kind of combo. It's very thin.
Good run note to start off with. 72, but of course gave a point away for the foul. There's another little rule for you newcomers to straight pull, and it's ball behind the line. Must play up the table. If he goes for this, he's got a good chance to go into that stack, open them up and start a nice big run of his own here, Graham.
Yeah, it's quite thin. Can he actually get into it? Yeah, I didn't think he could. He's going to come back down, but he's got nothing. Unless that 6 ball goes, Mark. Watch out for a crazy one. If that 6 ball goes, he's going full for this. He's playing off the edge.
No, safety.
Very thin. White on the top cushion. Oh, he stuck the 10 ball out though. His attempt, maybe. He's got a good white ball. These are interesting shots for me, Mark, because safeties are quite tricky when the balls are open. But he knows if he goes for this 10 ball, that stack is going to be exploded. So it's a bit of a big shot, this.
It's a must get.
Oh, great shot.
Oh,
and the 6 is up as
well. How's the 8 looking as a break ball? Is that okay there? Or would he have to try to make one, do you think? Yeah.
Possibly. I think the 8 is still workable as an option. If he can make something happen through a few bumps, he could also have a plan B. Maybe now from the 5 he could, if he draws up into those 2 balls straight above the 5, the 12 ball will just move to the right, possibly as a break ball. That could be an option, how I see it. Yeah, no, he hit the wrong ball, but he might have pushed it enough. But the balls are still looking nice. Big stretch. Yeah, I think that 12 might be just okay, you know. That bump he made was probably just enough.
It was a clever little shot, wasn't it, to develop that break ball. You're not always trying to develop balls to make, you're trying to develop them to push it. And there's something else that I noticed when Jason Shaw plays the game. He's always looking to push balls into break ball positions to give himself, you know, more options. Not always happy with one.
Yeah, and that's a true creative straight pull genius at work there. Obviously, I know you talked about this in the previous match, but running the amount of balls that he did was quite a remarkable feat. By any means irrelevant of pocket size and all those different variables, but to run tables for that long is quite impressive. But yeah, this game takes a lot of thinking and seeing shots that some people just don't see. That's what I like about this game. Yeah, I think he's just annoyed because he's
disappointed, but
just because he's stretching, I think, Mark, over the 2, because he'd like to draw the 8 ball back and ideally leave a straight 2 ball as well, so he can play a bit of a stop shot where the 2 is would be okay.
Stop shot, stop press. Look,
The rest is out.
See?
Finally, it's 15 seconds of fame. Oh,
The back bridge is out.
It's not the best angle. I don't know if he can avoid the middle pocket here, Mark. If he plays it in the top left, can he top this in and come back across the table? I don't know if he can.
I think he draws round 3 rails here. Low left, round the back of the break ball.
Yeah, I think that's a great shout.
That
That
is
is
a
the
problem.
shot. Yeah, 3 reels. Come back to where the cue ball is now would be nice.
Yeah, exactly.
Needs a bit of pace on it.
Needs it to
Needs to
run.
go.
Needs it to go. Needs it to go. It's
That's
just
not
gone
too bad.
enough. Well,
Call, Mark. Bonus point for you. You played that very nice. Nice pace control. Also where the ball is, I think. Can he reach it without stretching an extension? He's a right-handed player, so he might just be able to lean over and make it.
yeah, I think the angle he's got on the cut, I think he can reach it fine. I think. Just looking at the angle now. Oh, Dennis has spent a lot of time in that chair.
Yeah,
Might be
he
having
can.
an early night. Back to the pad in Tallinn. Get ready for the 10 ball tomorrow. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Well,
Does the 1 go? I think so. Awkward
yes,
queuing,
it's
but
okay.
I think it's okay. But hey, of course, this is very one-way traffic at the moment, Mark, but as you and I both know, straight pool's a very funny game, and one miss, someone can make a comeback. I think in one of the matches you commentated on earlier, did somebody not have a good comeback? Not sure if they won, but it can be possible.
Yeah, Mario, he was 80 something up on Wojtek Szewczuk, and Wojtek came all back, or almost all the way back, and missed the ball, and finally Mario crawled over the line, it has to be said. He missed some unbelievable balls today, Mario, but he won the race, and he's playing now on one of our outer tables. We'll keep you up to date with some scores there, guys, as well as they come in.
Yeah, that's what I like about straight pool. You're never out until it's over. It's a bit of a cliche, but it's not like 9 ball or 10 ball or 8 ball unless it's a winner break format where you can run 4, 5, 6 pack or something crazy like that. But straight pool is so good that somebody could miss the last ball on 124 and somebody could run the rack out, run the match out all the way. We've seen some crazy matches over the years.
Oh, Dennis is going to need a crazy match here as well to come back from this, I think. Mario He 49-4 up against German Tobias Bongers in the other semi-final going on at the moment. And the women's semi-final as well, Pia Filler in action. Zalewska. Inna Kaplan, who always seems to be there or thereabouts, doesn't she, from Germany. Great player, Inna.
Yeah, be a good matchup, that one as well, on table 2. Sure, there'll be fireworks over there, but over here it's very much Polish Express. Needs to move some balls here, I think. Oh, he just didn't get the right nudge to get a break ball, so can he do it again off the 9? Don't know if he can draw this back, it's very awkward. He needs to find something, Mark, because he doesn't have a break ball for me. Not a straightforward one anyway.
Well, worst case scenario would have been the 15 ball. You expect little periods of this though, don't you, in straight pull, where, you know, you're on a long run. There's always something that can just go not quite right, or you just lose a bit of focus. It only takes a split second, and all of a sudden your run comes to an end when you're so close to the line, and he's getting ever closer to that winning line and a place in the final. But he just doesn't look like missing, does he? Still has that 14 ball though to contend with.
Yeah, I'm wondering if the ball on the bottom rail, 15 there, could be his maybe only break option. I'm wondering what he tried to do there, Mark. Interesting. He tried to leave a little bit of a lower angle on the 2 ball so he could just follow it through and push the stripe as a break ball. He might just have enough. This could be a great shot. And then play the one up the top pocket.
Yeah, great
what
shot.
A shot that is.
Great call.
Fantastic.
Great call as well. Fabulous shot. Play to perfection. Now this thin cut just has to get okay-ish on the 14. He can overrun it. It doesn't matter that much. Well, I say it doesn't matter that much. He's okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's still got to drop it in, but it's a natural angle to come back across the way he wants to be. So from all of a sudden not having a break ball, I have to say, Mark, that was a fantastic 3-4 ball little run there.
I think you need to mark that one down, don't you, for the highlight reel? I haven't got my pen on me at the moment. I can't find my pen.
Got yourself in a kerfuffle.
Look at this. Oh,
shot, deja vu.
Oh. How well has he played position on that final break ball, and how well did he develop that final break ball?
Yeah.
Tremendous shot. Hopefully we'll see a little montage of a few shots again there. Beautiful to watch. You see Pia Filler.
So again, it's got a full extension on this one, so a little bit further stretch than the previous one. So I'm not saying this one is missable by any means, but whenever you're putting extensions on and a bit of stretch, and just cause a little bit more things to go wrong. But wow, what am I saying? Wash my mouth out. Absolutely effortless. He's got that break absolutely dialed in, Mark.
How dare you say that?
But yeah, I mean, he's just, can I use the word flawless at the moment? I mean,
You can.
It's been fantastic to watch.
SNIEGOCKI is one to watchy. Really well controlled that as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, and the way that a couple of balls are just at the bottom of the stack gives him a few options to bump into things. That's what he's tried there with the 3 ball. Don't think he's got enough though, Mark, so he might have to take away the 6 first, which is a bit of a shame because he would have liked to have kept that there, but I think the 6 maybe just creeps in. Oh, he might not bother. Yeah, he's going to... don't know if he can hold it. Clever shot.
Oh,
Now he's going to go into them.
Has the insurance of the 10 as well, doesn't he? If he just slides off the back of him, he should still have the 10 at least.
Yeah, he doesn't want to hit this crazy hard because he wants to try and develop a break ball or two if he can. So just a nice firm into the balls. Didn't really open as he liked. Wonder if he has one to the side maybe. Could be a nice one. Dropping this 10 in doesn't give him a great deal of options, so
he does have the 15 into the side, but it's, you know, these middle pockets, and that's pretty straight in though, isn't it, this one? Yeah, that's okay.
Get this out of the way. And if the other stripe goes in the side as well, so that's all of a sudden he's taken a few problem balls away, which is nice. Looks really tight on this camera angle, mine, Mark. Very tight.
Very tight. Better if you're straight in behind it, but when you're cutting it, it just makes it that little bit tighter, doesn't it? So I don't think you'll be taking the 14 here.
Yeah, I'm surprised if it was that tight that you would even play for that, you know, in your mind, if it's so tight. Now he's left himself with a little bit more of a trickier 2 ball, but he can get his cue in, which is nice. So he can play a stop shot. 5 ball will be there if he wants it. But as he has done throughout this run, to be honest, Mark, he's handled all the problems extremely well and made it look very easy. Oh, just a little bit too hard. I like his thinking there. Try to make a break ball. Wondering here if he can pop the 10 ball. That's a bit risky. He could pop the 10 and try to bump into the 9. Try and push that 9 ball or the other, I think it's the 11 ball, into a break ball position, but things can go wrong when you're bumping balls. You might try and go into the 9 here.
Dennis, just a spectator at the moment, isn't he?
Yeah, but I think Dennis understands, you know, there's a lot of respect in this game, and this is the kind of level that you're playing at.
Nudge the 11 here, or the 15 is it rather. I'm struggling with these colours on my screen. I might ask for money back on my monitor.
Yeah, I do the same. It's all good. So we'll get rid of this 4 ball.
Ah, tricked the cameraman there. I thought he was going to the side as well.
Yeah, that shows his confidence though. Taking the, you could argue, a little bit more difficult shot in the top, but trusting his cueing and fundamentals. He's now just trying to work out where he wants to be for his next breaking opportunity. Looks like he's probably, he could use the one in the side for the break ball here. I think that's where he's going.
Yeah, It's going to have to be the 7, isn't it? Into the side. Bit like going off the blue into the pack. Oh no, he's got other.
I was thinking the other alternative could be to put the white ball on the right-hand long rail, kind of leave a thin cutback on that stripe left on the side of the table, but it doesn't have the right angle here, Mark, so I wonder if he can come behind it. Can he play it with lots of top left-hand side, slowly, and come on the other side of the stripe?
I think he heard you. It's not easy though.
That's what he's
He needs
trying.
to get this right.
Oh, what a shot he's played here.
Oh,
Absolutely
what a
fantastic.
shot. What a shot.
Control.
Well, if he ever writes a book on straight pull, I'm buying it, that's for sure. It really has been textbook stuff here from this young man, hasn't it?
It has.
From the
Couldn't agree
veteran,
more.
not the young man, the veteran.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is one for Matthias to watch back, because he's been absolutely fantastic. Exactly what you want for a semi-final. And to be fair to Dennis, he hasn't really had any simple chances. The only real chance you could argue was probably from the break, which unfortunately rattled it. Could have been a very different story. That's how pool goes. And he's got a nice angle here as well. I guess the only saving grace here is he needs all 15 balls.
Oh, exquisite.
Yeah, so now he's just on in his mind, a clearance mission. Pot every single ball. Doesn't care about break balls. But he will have to keep that in his mind somewhat, because the rack will come back at the end. Even though he needs 15 balls, the rack will come back on the table. And he will have to pot that one more break ball, wherever that last ball will be.
Yeah, the beauty of it is, of course, you don't have to play it as a break ball position. You can just play it as a pot position, can't you?
Exactly. Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised there, Mark, that he did play a cannon there, because that's when things can go wrong. You know, it's not needed, not really. Of course, I'm not going to criticise him. He's been fantastic, but the fact he's got it now, he's got a nice gap actually for the 5. But playing cannons when it's not necessarily needed can be risky.
Well, Dennis has grown a beard during this run from SNIEGOCKI.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll be gracious should Matthias go on to win with a big handshake, because he's been great, and any professional pool player has to respect another pool player. This is one game where it's not, you can't win this game by luck, by a fluke 9 ball or something crazy like that. This is all hard work and focus and control.
You can't call it a mistake, because it was the break, and he did leave Dennis a little tempter, but Dennis didn't make it, and this is the result. He hasn't missed since, so I think the term you used earlier on was flawless, and it's certainly been up to this point. Don't want to jinx him now, because I think he thoroughly deserves to run these out. Just doesn't want to get complacent. Took that one a little bit quick, I thought. Sees the finish line. No need to sprint. Stay at the same pace you have all the way through, Matthias.
Yeah, I think it's interesting whenever you come to the end of a straight pool run, when you see the finish line, few balls left, there's so many different ways you can do it. But I think he's got his mind made up, and I tell you what, Mark, he would love the final to start straight after this, because he's in absolute flow.
Yeah, talking of the final, the other semi-final is a bit closer, because Tobias Bongas is coming back It's now 49-36 that Tobias Bongas trails. So just 13 behind. SNIEGOCKI, these 3 balls away from a place in the final, and big sigh of relief there. He knows now he's done it, just needs to make this ball get good position on the 15. The balls will be re-racked.
Maybe Dennis might even concede. Oh, he's waiting for the ball to stop. I thought the referee was going to say something there. I didn't want to call a foul, so you must have to wait for the balls to stop, obviously, before you remove.
I thought he was going to say, okay, practice session over, let's start the match.
Dennis was hoping. He's smiling. He knows it's over. I think he's very highly unlikely that this ball will be missed, and a wry smile from Dennis. But what can you say? You've got to stand up and applaud the performance from Matthias, because he's been fantastic.
Well, I think it's one of those performances where you walk away from and you think, you know, on the losing side, you just think, well, I did nothing wrong. I just lost to the better man on the night. Absolutely fantastic performance from the pole there. Matthias punches the air. He's in the final. We don't know who he's going to be playing yet, but it will be coming up a little bit later on. Thank you so much for your company today.